On to the first round of the debate, which is political stability. I now call upon Chong Zimin to give a 3-minute political stability facts presentation. Chong Zimin, you may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my learned opponent, Mr. Shen. Ladies and gentlemen, let us first define what is political stability. Political stability is the absence of any political violence, social unrest, and the ability to form government and make effective decision-making throughout the mandate given by the people. In short, if a political party can make effective decision-making throughout the mandate given by the people, which is 5 years in our case, without any social unrest and political violence, this is considered politically stable. My opponent later will try to mislead all of us in this hall that political stability equal to political dominance, that you need to return the same party back to power election after election to have political stability. That is not political stability. That is political dominance, political hegemony, dictatorship. If returning the same party back to power election after election is equal to political stability, why bother to have elections today? Hishamuddin recently said he expects more violence in opposition drama and the police did not take any action. This is tantamount to endorsing political violence. And the police has no action against this opposition part, against these disruptors. Example, in Lembah Pantai, stones were thrown at opposition supporters. In my hometown, Teluk Intan, a DAP drama is being disrupted by UMNO youth carrying BM flag, shouting racist slogans. And in the end, the police did not stop the disruptors, but the police tried to stop the drama organizers. Is this the political stability advocated by the Barisan Nasional? In the Allah issue, MCA and UMNO is playing the two-faced game. MCA tells the non-Malays that they allow non-Muslim to use the word Allah. But Najib goes to Kelantan and talk about the 7 sins of past, in which one of the sins is to allow non-Muslim to use the word Allah. Whereas Pakatan Rakyat is firm on this issue. We send the same message throughout Malaysia. We tell everyone that the decision is we allow non-Muslim to use the word Allah, and Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim even goes to the ground and explains to the conservative Malays the reason behind this. And he risks losing the vote just because he wants to have political stability in our country. I put it to my opponent, please explain to us, to the people, how is it that if PR is voted into the government, that there will be politically instability? Change of government is normal everywhere in the country, everywhere throughout the world, but not Malaysia. And one can only wonder why. We are world champion in corruption, our national debt is uncontrollable, and we give IC to foreigners. That is because in the name of stability. Najib also openly said that he will defend Putrajaya till the last drop of blood. And this is tantamount to endorsing political instability. Thank you.
We will now proceed to a questioning. Chong Zimin, please put forth your questions to Shen Yeon.
In 2008, 4 states have fallen to Pakatan Rakyat, namely Perak, Kedah, Penang, and Selangor. Did this regime change cause any political instability? Please give us one concrete evidence on this. Thank you.
Shen, I would like to invite Shen Yeon to answer and rebut. 3 minutes.
Good evening. After March 2008, is there any instability in Pakatan Rakyat out of the 4 states? The answer is yes. There are just too many. I'm going to list from the beginning to the end of the debate. I'm going to show how unstable Pakatan Rakyat is. Number one, until today they cannot even decide the choice of their prime minister. In Selangor, we don't even know who is their Menteri Besar. If you want to win a war, who is the war general? Alright? And then next, he's talking about, what are they talking about? 55 years under Barisan Nasional means we equal to dictatorship. Ini budak yang tidak belajar. In any dictator country, there will be no election. As long as there is election in a democratic country, if people voted for BN and BN won, then what's wrong with that? It's not dictatorship, it's the people vote and people voice. And then he talked about DAP ceramah being disturbed and stuff like that. Do you know in UMNO ceramah pun kita dikacau oleh puak-puak daripada gangster DAP? And that is not political stability that is talking, that is political security. But even that, I answer to that. And do you know how worse is DAP cyberbullying in the online world today? I will go on that later part. And I would like to go to the most interesting part, issue Kalimat Allah. This will show you how unstable is Pakatan Rakyat. It was Lim Guan Eng who tried to create a war between the Christian and Muslim during the last Christmas, December 25, when he said that Christians should be allowed to use the word outlaw. What he said is right. Alright, after when reporter asked Anwar, for the first time he did not answer. He said, kita akan bincang. 1 week later baru kita akan keluar keputusan. As simple as that, perlu tunggu 1 minggu. Isu besar, you have to wait for 1 week. Never mind, Pakatan Rakyat decided that yes, Kristian dibenarkan untuk menggunakan isu kalimat Allah. Namun, earlier Nik Aziz dan Muhammad Sabu juga mengatakan, said that Kristian are allowed to use Allah. But then, 1 week later, U-turn pula. PAS Shura Council come out and said that non-Muslim are not allowed to use the word Allah. And Mak Sabu bersama dengan Nik Aziz together came out and said non-Muslim are not allowed to use the word Allah. So these are very unstable. Which is actually your Pakatan Rakyat stand? Can use, wait and see what's the answer. Can use, cannot use, cannot use, cannot use. So can use or cannot use. Malaysian, Chinese, Indians and Malay, let's not get deceived and be cheated by them. They continue to be very inconsistent in this few issue. And then to talk about giving IC to foreigners, this issue, it was when Anwar was the Deputy Prime Minister of Malaysia. And this is a choice of Prime Minister that they wanted. And now they want to accuse BN of giving IC. What about Anwar?
Shen has submitted his rebuttal. I would now like to invite him to give a 3-minute political stability facts presentation. Shen, please proceed.
Testing. Alright, good. Come back to the main topic of the debate today. Between Barisan Nasional and Pakatan Rakyat, which is the better choice in terms of political stability? My reason number 1 why Barisan Nasional is more stable than Pakatan Rakyat is because out of 55 years, there are 14 component party in Barisan Nasional, but there was never once there's any broken marriage before. And out of 14 component party in Barisan Nasional, all united under one ideology after March 2008, which is One Malaysia. And not even a single person that came out to say, I personally disagree to agree. And not even a single person from Barisan Nasional were to say, if you want to implement One Malaysia, you have to cross over my dead body first. Compare with Pakatan Rakyat, we have to know their history. DAP and PAS partnership, alright, it started in 1987. In between, there is some broken marriage. And then they formed Barisan Alternative, alright. And later on, after forming Barisan Alternative, DAP quit from Barisan Alternative in year 2001. And then again, in 2008, they renew their coalition they call Pakatan Rakyat. So they continue to renew their relationship, break marriage, renew relationship, break marriage. This is what I mean by political instability. And not long ago, February 2013, I never quote wrongly, the president of PAS, Hadi Awang, said that PAS will denounce Pakatan Rakyat if DAP and PKR do not benefit the Islam. So now is Pakatan Rakyat trying to tell us if you are voting our vote for change, there's only one reason which is only for Islam, or actually is what? And also on the same day, the AP chairman Kapal Singh said, yeah, there are some disagreement in Pakatan Rakyat. It's very normal. It's a minor thing, you see. So we forget about the minor differences. We go to talk about big issue, which is to take Putrajaya. My question is, if a simple minor differences also y'all cannot settle, then how on earth y'all can be united to talk about bigger issue? Number one, it will be issue Kalimat of law that I just mentioned. Number two, okay, that's it.
We still have 10 more seconds, but anyway, okay. I would now like to proceed to ask Shen Yi-on to proceed with the questioning of Chong Zimin for 1 minute. Shen?
Testing. My question is, Pakatan Rakyat urged people to give them 5 years for a try. In terms of political stability, why after 5 years Pakatan Rakyat had joined forces together and then still not being able to come out with one single common ideology? My question is, which is Pakatan Rakyat real ideology? The secular state and Malaysian of DAP, the Islamic state of PAS, or the apa-apa pun boleh of PKR? Yang mana?
On both sides, we would like to discourage interjections from the audience. Let's listen. Yeah, I would now like to invite Chong Zimin to give a 3-minute political stability answer and rebuttal to Shen Yi-on.
I think later I'll send Mr. Shen a copy of our buku Jingga because it's stated over there, PR is for negara kebajikan. Okay, first, Mr. Shen talk about Prime Minister. We already have a Prime Minister candidate, okay? Do not try to twist the fact. Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim is our Prime Minister candidate if we take over Putrajaya. You say we do not have Prime Minister candidate. What about you? Selangor MB. How many candidates? 1, 2, 3, 4. And you say, we use 1 week to decide on Kalimah Allah issue. But until now, BN cannot give us final answer. Can or cannot use? But we are firm. Can use. You talk about PAS Shura Council. But in terms of PR, we are firm. The final decision-making body is PAS Supreme Council. And PAS Supreme Council has already decided that non-Muslim can use the word Kalimah Allah. So that is the final decision, and do not twist the facts. And I also want Mr. Shen to go back and learn history. BN did not exist for 55 years. Barisan Nasional was established after 1969. So what are you talking about 55 years of Barisan Nasional, 14 component party? When you say Pakatan Rakyat is openly against Islam, find one statement of any DAP leader that openly ridicule Islam. None. It is only MCA leaders that come out and attack hudud, attack Islam. So that is the type of controversy BN is trying to create. On one front, they are trying to tell the conservative Malay that we need to protect Islam. But then on the other hand, MCA go all out against to attack Islam. that we will chop off your hands, chop off your legs if hudud is being implemented. But remember, hudud is not in our Pakatan Common Policy Framework. What we advocate now is negara kebajikan. We work for the people. Okay, thank you. That's it.
We have now concluded the first round of debate. We will now move on to the next round, which is vernacular education. As Chong Zemin started the last round, this time, Shen Yon will start with a 3-minute vernacular education fact presentation. Shen Yon.
It is the greatest lies and deception of all time if DAP, PKR and Pakatan Rakyat were to accuse Barisan Nasional of not contributing anything towards our vernacular education. Number one, we are the only double system education system in the entire world. If you can name me other than Malaysia, which country in the entire world will have 2 education systems? It's only Malaysia. That's number one. Number two, after more than 55 years, Malaysia under Barisan Nasional, we have built more than 61 Chinese independent schools, okay, including another about 46 Tamil schools in Malaysia. That's number two. Number three, after March 2008, Pakatan Rakyat had taken over Penang, Kedah, Kelantan, and what we call that, Selangor. Did they build even a single Tamil or Chinese school? No. Then they will say that is under federal power. Never mind. Alright? But then, let us be fair. We talk about something which is between the state power. Alright? Did Pakatan Rakyat in any of the 4 states did give any lands to the Chinese and Tamil school to build? BN under Johor after March 2 have allocated 6 land to build Chinese school. Alright? And Pakatan Rakyat gave 0 in Selangor, 0 in Kedah, 0 in Penang and 0 in Kelantan. Alright? And there are 98, 28 and 54 Tamil school in Selangor, Penang and Kedah. My Indian friends, please listen. There is not even a single land grant given to Tamil school by these 4 states. If there are, I challenge you to tell me which have given to the Indian community. Indian Tamil school. This is nothing to do with federal power. Your state can give what you don't want to give. Your state can build what you don't want to build. And now we are in Selangor under Barisan Nasional One Malaysia Najib Prime Minister. They do not want to give us the land to build Chinese school until our Prime Minister and Barisan Nasional need to use our SK reserve land to build for Chinese school. And yet they said that Barisan Nasional and UMNO is anti-Chinese. Siapa yang anti siapa sekarang? Who anti who? And we talk about the manifesto. Alright, in PN not even manifesto. Under Najib for the last 3 years, 100 million a year have been given to Chinese school, 100 million to Tamil school. But in their manifesto, if 220 million divided by 4 schools, they only give 55 million, half than Najib. So you want to vote them into power for 55 million, or you want Najib already give us 100 million for Chinese school, 100 million for Tamil school? So who is a true betrayer and fighter for vernacular education? Up to you, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever I say is facts. Anything that is wrong, I challenge him to prove me wrong.
We will now proceed to a 1-minute questioning by Shen Yi-on to Chong Zemin.
Pakatan Rakyat urged people to give them 5 years for a try. But let us just assume Anwar, as you said, is a choice of Pakatan Rakyat Prime Minister, and Najib is our BN choice. When Najib was an education minister, when Najib was an education minister, he had abolished an Education Act of 21.2, where the act empowered any education to shut down any vernacular school that they like. My question is, do we still need to test for another 5 years? When Anwar was the education minister, he did not abolish this act, but when Anwar was education minister, he abolished this act to protect the rights of the Tamil and also the Chinese school in Malaysia.
I would now like to invite Chong Zemin to submit his 3-minute vernacular education answer and rebuttal. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Shen. I didn't want to touch on this topic so early, but Mr. Shen raised this topic. There's a letter from Dong Zhong showing that MCA actually traded this, that a minister cannot close down any vernacular school by an historical understanding that MCA will not recognize UEC and build any independent school. So this is the secret trade between MCA and the education minister. And Mr. Shen says that Selangor did not allocate any land to Chinese school. This is a lie, outright lie. Teresa Kok already said that we have issued land to a Puchong Chinese school, but in the end, Wee Ka Siong says that we cannot build schools because of technical reasons. And I also need to commend Mr. Shen for being honest, that to build schools is under federal power. So if you cannot build enough schools, why do you want to blame the opposition? Nowhere in this world that a ruling party will blame the opposition for not building enough schools. You hold the public funds. You have the money. You want to build schools, you build it. But I tell you, inshallah, on the 5th of May, we win federal power, we build Chinese school. In USA, Barack Obama never questioned the Republicans, do you build schools? In UK, David Cameron never asked Labour Party, how many schools you build? But here in Malaysia, MCA keep asking DAP, how many schools do you build? This is not our job. Mr. Shen said in Pakatan Manifesto, there is no mention anything about Chinese school. And this is also another outright lie. I really need to send the Buku Jingga Manifesto to him later. Pakatan Raya say that we will treat all schools and allocate funds to all schools according to need, according to financial need. Not like BN, when election come, only they allocate fund. This is also allocation of need, but not financial need. Based on their election need. They want work, they build schools. Mr. Shen says that we keep questioning that the federal power did not do anything to Chinese school. We never say that. We say that let us have a fair treatment to all schools. Okay, all are Malaysians. Let's be fair to all. Let us look at the statistic. Under the 9 Malaysia plan, national students 75%, Chinese school students 21%, Tamil school students 3.2%. But what is the allocation? 95% of allocation goes to national schools. 3.6% goes to Chinese school. Only 1.3% goes to Tamil school. Stop talking about 100 million, 200 million. It is still 3.6 and 2.6%.